Welcome back to the Turismo Diaries and welcome back to my Calibra. As you can see, we've got her on the road and she's looking rather lovely, but it's not all roses and daffodils. And for sure, one thing, my wallet is going to be getting lighter over the next couple of months. And today I just wanted to talk through some of the things that aren't all great with her, and we'll start under the bonnet. So as I mentioned in the last video, we took the car down to a garage, and there are things such as there's an oil leak we've got to find, which could be as simple as the lug nut on the sump pan. There's a power steering hose that might need changing. We've got a plan to get all the brake discs and all the brakes changed over, which we'll come on to in the next kind of series of works that we'll do. When we took the car down to the garage, one of the great opportunities was we were able to have a look underneath, and quite remarkably, the underside of the car was in very good condition. Very surprising for how old the car is and how long it had sat on the drive. Clearly, even though it's done 116 or so thousand miles, it's not been exposed to harsh weather conditions, leading to copious amounts of rust to the underside. So that was really reassuring. And whilst we're on it, I had a chance to look again under the hood, and from my point of view, the V6 is the entry level engine into those that should be celebrated. I know Alfa Romeo do a 3.2 V6 and their engine arrangement looked really good with the manifold cover, and so it's a shame for us to have a V6 engine and it say something along the line, Ecotech doesn't really sound that muscly, sporty or powerful, and so I saw this on eBay and I thought, oh, look at that would look really good in our engine bay. But then I saw the price, £60. I thought, ours in such good condition, why would I need to buy that? You'd be a complete idiot to waste your money doing so.
What's in the box, Harry?
It's the manifold from eBay. So we're going to open this together. I've opened it to make sure it arrived in one piece, but I haven't fully opened it. So we'll open it toward the end of the video because there's something that I would ask you guys to help me with when it comes to reapplying that to the car. When I bought the car, I was presented with a box of, say, goodies. And typically when you buy a used car, the previous owner will typically start to or have plans to do things. And with enthusiast cars like this, let's just say there's some interesting items that were given to me. So this is the box of stuff. What we have in here, come over here, we have a replacement mirror for this. I hadn't realized how in the balance this was hanging on with a little bit of duct tape. As you can see, the first problem is the coloring. The second problem is I don't know whether all the fixing bits that I need are here. So we will get when we take the car to have it serviced, I'll get the mechanic to have a look and make sure if we can get this fitted. And then obviously we will have to at some point in time get it resprayed. But it's really good because in my limited research of various things, parts are very hard to come by for such an old car. So that's really good news. Down to this side, you can see here, this was the side of the car that was against the house. So I didn't really get the chance to have a proper look down here. But as you can see, that we've got a piece of trim missing. And again, very hard to find. But hey presto, in that box of goodies, we do have said trim panel. Now, again, I don't know how this is going to fix there. There seems to be these kind of bits that stick out of the bodywork. It looks like there's some sort of hanging rail, but we seem to be missing those kind of brackets from here. So whether this is just eventually just glued on, we've seen in certain videos about Mansory using a very strong adhesive. So if it works for Mansory, it could work for us. So that's really good. Whilst I'm down here, these wheels, Team Dynamics. Now, I believe Team Dynamics is a company that was founded by Matt Neal's father, and Matt Neal is a BTCC racing car champion. So there is some sort of racing heritage with these being applied to the car. So that's these. I'm warming to these. I'm typically not that a bigger fan of aftermarket mods, but these actually look quite good. What else is in the box? If you come around here, we have a light, which I believe goes in this hole here. I'm hoping this is just a blown bulb because it looks like there's just two connectors to go on there, and then that should go back in. Haven't tried it yet. I'm planning to do all these works in one go. Some more interesting items include not one but two spoilers. Now, for this model of car, the V6, I don't think it came as standard with a spoiler. Bear with me, I'll grab the other one. And the only reference to a spoiler in the brochure that I've got is the company that's associated with the tuning mods called Ermshire. Now, they had a spoiler on their car, but that was applied with the rest of the body kit, which again, very hard to come by. So whether we apply this, I think this was the closest one to the one in the book, whether we apply this or this fin. What do you think?
Me or the audience?
Both.
I like the first one.
First one, all right. It does seem a bit more aggressive, and I say it's closer to the one that was in the book. If you come around here, this is a very good find. Continuing the rarity of replacement parts. We have the original roof lining. If you remember in the first video, I mentioned that I actually didn't realize it didn't have one, but you can see the adhesive that's there is what's remaining. So we just need to get the condition of this checked out, and whether I can get someone to reapply this, or we go completely change it, maybe do a black or something like that, just so it smartens up the inside of the car. But again, really good to have that. And I don't know if you can tell the excitement in my voice, but if you come back to the back of the car, you'll remember in the first episode we were missing a boot lid badge, and immediately I went away thinking, yep, there'll be loads on eBay, whatever, I'd find one. Absolutely impossible. And what's really interesting is this is a facelift version of the Calibra. The first edition, the Mark 1, say, had bonnet badges on the bonnets themselves. There was a recess for a bonnet badge. This refreshed version had the badge essentially applied to the grille. So badges became very rare when they made that changeover. And when I was handed the box of the goodies from the previous owner, it was as if I was Schmeagol looking into the river, seeing the one ring, because my face when I saw this must have been absolutely priceless. So I'm happy to confirm we have a badge. Now, it's not all sweet, because I'm fairly sure this is a bonnet badge, but nonetheless it's a badge. So we will have to work out a way to try and get this on the car. Furthermore, if you come around here, Mr. Cameraman, I'm fairly sure if this is factory, this is fairly bad, because I'm fairly sure, I don't know if you're picking it up, this is not aligned.
Stand to the side.
I don't know if it's easier to see.
Close the boot.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you close the boot, it looks well off.
Yeah. So I don't know whether that's intentional or, whether we realign it. We'll find out. I'm kind of, just because of the character of the car, inclined to keep it in its in that position. But yes, very happy to see we have one of these. Right, let's go back to the front and have a look at this manifold cover. So let's have a look what we have. A little bit of rubbish here. Okay.
Two hours later.
Yeah, I know. So as I mentioned in the photos, I thought it had been resprayed, but actually that looks factory. So essentially that will go on there. So the question I have, and I'll put some photos of what I'm talking about as I'm talking. For me, there's either two ways to do this. Either I get this repaired, resprayed as it is, red with a silver band, with the red emblem and red writing, or I essentially do the inverse and have it all silver with red insert here and red here, silver writing, silver badge. That's the question I'm going to put to you. Put what you think would look best in the comments below, and then I'll add up all the two options, and that will be what we will go with in the end. Well guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you're enjoying the progress being made. I certainly am, and I'm hoping in the next video I'll take you through all the mechanical works that are being done, and we'll go for a proper drive thereafter. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.